And I want to ask you one question. Have you ever heard of the long turn? It's in the fluency and coherence mark in your examiner's descriptors when he's marking your test. Now, the long turn, it sounds like a very long, difficult walk or climb. In fact, it's the first baby step to you improving your fluency and coherence mark in speaking. So to understand what I'm talking about, let's look at some lines from the speaking exam descriptors, the marking criteria that the examiner uses. So for a 5, the candidate is usually able to keep going, but relies on repetition and self-correction to do so, and or on slow speech. For 6, the candidate is able to keep going and demonstrates a willingness to produce long turns. For a 7, the candidate is also able to keep going and readily produces long turns without noticeable effort. The same thing is to keep talking. For a 6, it says willingness to produce long turns. This willingness is key. This means if the examiner believes that you're trying to keep speaking, just trying, successful or not, he is likely to give you a 6 in fluency and coherence, as long as your speech is not slow. For a 7, the candidate can keep speaking without it appearing difficult. So this means even if you're a 5, you've got the tools for success already. You just have to improve upon those tools. To illustrate, here's a simple question. I'm the examiner, so I'm going to ask a student. What is your favorite subject at school?
Math?
Okay, that's a very short answer. So what's the examiner thinking when you give a very short answer? He's probably thinking, that person doesn't like me. Maybe I did something wrong. What did I say? Oh, maybe I'm feeling sleepy right now. Okay, the examiner asks student B, what is your favorite subject at school?
My favorite subject is math because I really enjoy working with numbers. Also, I love solving problems.
So this time it's a longer answer, and that's obviously good. So the examiner is thinking, hey, this student is willing to talk. This might be good, so I better stay awake and pay attention. Then the examiner asks again the same question. What is your favorite subject at school?
Well, I'm not sure if I have a favorite subject at school because every subject is hard work. However, I like math because I think it's a good subject for the future career. Math can be used in a lot of different jobs. For instance, my friend's father is an architect and he needs to use math every day. While at school, I think math can really help with other subjects such as physics and chemistry. Plus, I may want to study engineering, which can also involve math and statistics, so I guess I will choose math.
So this time the examiner's thinking, hello, this student can talk. So the last answer is the best answer because, of course, it's a longer answer. But also this answer is longer because it sticks to a basic structure of answer. It sticks to the clear structure of 1, 2, 3. Number 1, you make a statement, you say something. Then, secondly, you explain why. You say because. And then number 3, the most important part here is you give an example. So what does this do? It makes what you're saying very clear, but it also means that you speak for a longer time. And this is what the long term wants. It wants you to speak for longer, or at least it wants you to be willing to speak for longer. So this lengthens what you're saying. So, of course, this kind of structure organizes what you say, gives you more to say. And if you can do it without hesitation, then the sky is the limit. Of course, this process is more important in parts 2 and 3 when you're expected to speak for longer. In part 1, it's still good, but part 2 and 3, they expect you to go on yourself without the examiner speaking. So please remember, it's the examiner you're talking to. You're not talking to the police. The whole point of what you're saying is to show your English. And so he's not thinking, is this person telling the truth? He's thinking about your English language. And that's the most important part. So you do not need to be totally truthful when you give these answers. Okay, so that's the first little suggestion to improve or extend your language so that you can improve your fluency and coherence mark from a 5, hopefully to a 6, and even better to a 7. So if you're looking for more tips and strategies for the IELTS examination, please subscribe to my channel and check out some more videos. I'm also writing an IELTS book, and I am interested in the challenges that you may face when you're doing the speaking and writing tests in particular. Therefore, I'm offering a limited amount of diagnostic speaking tests, first come, first served. And so if you're interested, please click the link below.